Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 52. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report. It is now the last news report before 2025. We're going to have a look again at the last week, so week 52. And it has been a bit of a dull moment, so all the way through. Yes, we had holidays as always here, but definitely the trading has slowed down significantly. And that's actually also that there's a huge profit decline coming in this particular week here. It actually covers every single EA that we have. We're going to have a closer look at it as usual and see the individual weeks and individual EAs also. But obviously there is still no profit loss. It is simply just a profit decline at the end of the day. But one of the ones that we are also going to have a look at today is now our Bell Trader. This is the newest EA that we set up. There's now not enough information to cover entire 4 weeks in here. It is at the moment also the one that is cashing in the least, but it is a new EA, so we are quite sort of conservative on the setups themselves. We're going to have a closer look at that. And obviously also last week here we mentioned there's a free grid trading EA out there. There's a link, and that was also part of last week's news report. We just want to make sure that you try and get this particular one in here, because it is interesting. When you get free EAs, you get around to play with them and see exactly how they work. Maybe they're even going to make you some money later on. We're also going to have a look at Alex's videos for this particular week. There's a few out there. One of the ones is here, the magic carpet, and he's referring back to grid trading. There's quite a few videos on that here lately. We're also going to tell you a bit about this, because we have also a certain way of making everything happen, but that's going to be later in this video. First, we're going to go straight to Yieldnodes. So when it comes to Yieldnodes, there's not really any updates or year-end results, anything like that, or new deadlines. We simply just have to wait and see if Decenomy comes back with anything. In the meantime, we jump straight onto the Yieldnodes website in here, click on the coin reserves in order to figure out if there's anything happening still on the yields and masternodes in here. Masternodes running, especially 777, as you can see, and you have beer, all the other ones. There seems to be some movements all the way through. The ones we are normally having a look at is the PNY we marked up here. We can see that 243 is gone to 244, so there's a new masternode running here. These are normally full masternodes. We can also see that SAP has an additional 8 from last week, so small little movements, but still movements. Looks like something is happening in the background. But again, it all comes down to obviously the value of the coin in here, and that doesn't look so good. Last week we actually left it up here in the round circle. Since then it has moved its way downwards, and you can see there's a lot of flat areas in here, which means that nothing has been bought, nothing has been sold. Nobody has a big interest in this particular coin here right now, so which is a bit of a shame. But we have seen this pattern now here for quite a long time. In the meantime, we also go to the staking that we have set up, and that also has changed a bit. We have nothing for the week itself. If we have a look on the 6th and on the 12th here of December, we can now see there's some changes after we had some issues with the wallet. We had to update it. Normally before we got 280 SAPs every single time. That now seems to have changed. So now we have 2 different amounts in here. We'll have to see if that's gonna come forward back to the 280 SAP, or this is going to be something new. We'll have to wait and see until maybe a couple of weeks where we get some rewards in again from our staking. The PNY is working as advertised, actually quite well this particular week here. Since on the 24th of December until 29th, we have about 5 in total with 665 PNY. So that seems to be going quite well, and about 2.7%. So overall, that is quite good numbers. So, and hopefully that will continue also in 2025. We're also going to have a look at Bitcoin. So that shattered the glass ceiling of the 100,000. Since then, it actually dropped down again. And last week we were mentioning this was around 95,000 in here. It came very close to the 100 once again, and then it slid down, and at the moment it's trading around the 93,631. Interesting to see if it actually can maintain a level of more than 100,000 here for 2025. We're going to go to the Trade Explorer, and last week we had a massive profit on the Trade Explorer, and this week we have a massive low with only $58 in here, or 0.6%. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, all our EAs is well down. So for this particular trading week, not much is happening, as you can see. However, we are up by total return. Here it says 350%. We started actually off with 10, and since then it has basically doubled itself about 4 times, so which is quite nice. This is the copy link that most people are using, the link 146C in here. So everything has gone quite well. We have about history of 592 days. Trades per day is 12, and then monthly returns 7.8, weekly returns 1.8. We can see the small little bumps is where we have extra profit, and there's a huge jump here. So that did go quite well for the month of December. If we have a look at the individual numbers also, we can see last week here we talked about 5,190 that actually came in, so more than 50%. And then you have this all-time low here of $58. It has been a bit lower back in November, as you can see here, 41. Also a bit of a dull trading week for that particular EA, but that's what comes in between holidays sometimes. We're going to have a closer look at the Wave Liberator. Also here, the top 5 EAs, they are very low. Great British Pounds CAD, $24 or 2.4%. Great British Pounds against the Japanese Yen, $19 or 1.9%. Euro Swiss francs, $17, 1.7%. And then Euro Great British Pounds, $14 or 1.4%, with Aussie USD also at $14, 1.4%. And overall, these top 5 EAs only made $88 or 1.8%. Obviously also here quite low compared to what we are used to by now. But the entire portfolio still looks okay. We have the 22 EAs of $10,000 each. So you can see, even though the profit and loss at the moment is in a heavy drawdown of minus 19,000, this is again due to the US currencies, as I mentioned. It is still quite solid. Monthly returns 1.2, weekly returns 0.3, or 12 and 3% if you trade this on a $1,000 account. Trades per day is a bit more than the Trade Explorer, so 14 in here. And you can obviously find a lot more details on our website. All of these, as I mentioned here many times, you can see the copy link service that goes to Expert Forex. You can have a closer look and details of these if you want to either just have a look at how the trading operates, or if you want to go and actually link up to the service. All of them can be entered with as low as 1,000. But again, it all depends on what kind of risk you're interested in. Now, obviously here also for the history itself, we can see the past couple of weeks we've been in the 400 range, 430, 460, 440, and then this week 185. So also here quite low, a bit of a drop in the profits. We'll have to see how it's going to go in the new year also here too. The RSI Liberator, it does a bit better, as you can see, but it's still also low on profits overall, with the top 5 EAs being the Euro Great British Pounds with $46, 4.6%. Euro Swiss francs comes in at $40 or 4%. Great British Pounds Swiss francs, so again the Swiss francs is up here, $25, 2.5%. Euro CAD at $25 also and 2.5%. And then the lowest one of the top 5 is Great British Pounds Japanese, $22, 2.2%, with a total of $158 or 3.3%, which is obviously quite nice. But we are used to a lot more profit coming also from this EA. Also, this EA has a bit of a drawdown at the moment, so we believe hopefully this will be the week where the drawdown comes back down again. Again, this is the US dollar one, also for this particular one in here. Monthly returns, as we have, is 1% or 10% on $1,000 accounts, and weekly returns 0.2. Trade wins 65, which is good. Trades per day, it has a few more, so up to 20. And with a history of 265 days, the results is quite solid, as you can see. Also here on the website, we already have quite a few on for the copy link service in here. You can go and find those on the website, while we are going to have a look at what are the profits overall for the portfolio. In here, you can see the last couple of weeks, we had 497. Here we have 555, 514, and then we have 228 for the entire portfolio this week. So obviously not the best as it comes out. But you can find more details and information on our website as always. We have both the Wave Liberator, the RSI, and also our PAMM account that we're going to have a quick look at. Also, this particular one here is down. Again, the weekly returns, monthly returns is quite low at the moment because we've dialed it down now for pretty much a month or two in here with a history of 304 days. You'll see here that this particular week was also absolutely awful, 118 only dollars. We didn't have much of withdrawal, about 30. So I guess this was just a test withdrawal in here. So definitely we suggest that you don't do any of this right now. Just let it ride. Let's get the drawdown down. And then after that, you can obviously claim some of your profits back. Hopefully we'll also be able to make a lot more profits similar to what we did in the past here. So there's no doubt about it. But right now we have to be very cautious. Unfortunately, again, here this week, I cannot really tell you the right data for all the PAMM and MAMM accounts in here. It hasn't been updated with Expert Forex, so I don't really want to dull too much around that. Once it's there, we will obviously update you here in the near future. In the meantime, let's go to the Lucky Trader, because this is the one that actually normally makes very good profits, one of the highest ones in here. But also this one is suffering for the week, having the Euro Great British Pounds only cashing in at $25 or 2.5%. Euro Swiss francs $20 or 2%, and then US Swiss francs $17, 1.7%. With Great British Pounds CAD down at $14, 1.4%, and the same here for the Aussie CAD, $14, 1.4%, and a total of $90, 1.8%. Is definitely not something to write home about. And again, we go here for the Lucky Trader. There we have actually 16 accounts of $10,000. We also have a rolling profit and loss on this particular one here at minus 6,400. It's more under control because it's actually running from the beginning with the new trading strategy that we are using in here. Profits are definitely still good, but that's why you see the total return is in minus because of the floating profit and loss at the moment, that all these always drag along with them, these grid trades. As we said, it can only take a few months until this is actually sorted out, and then you are just in profit from there on. Trade wins on the EA is still very good at 70.8%, so that is stable. Trades per day, there's a lot more, 30 in here, and then a history of 57 days. So about 2 months now we've been trading this one, and you can find a lot of these details in here. So on our website again, so you have all the $1,000 accounts. They are not lined up on the copy link service yet. They will be soon in the beginning of the new year here. We will put some of the best ones forward to Alex and then add additional ones as he will allow us to. In the meantime, let's go and have a look and see what the portfolio does. And we can see in here for the past couple of weeks, we've been on 515, 476, 563, and then 153. So also here, very, very low profit for the Lucky Trader. As you mentioned, this goes all the way through. Same thing here also for the Bill Trader. So again, this is the one that actually has cashed in the least. And it also looks to be one of the lowest for this particular week, with Great British Pounds CAD at $24, 2.4%. Euro Great British Pounds is $21 or 2.1%, and then Euro CAD $21, 2.1%, and then drops all the way down to Aussie Swiss francs, $8, 0.8%, and then Aussie New Zealand also $8 or 0.8%. So overall, the top 5 only made $81 or 1.6%. Obviously, again, 1.6% is definitely not bad for 1 week, but we are used to a lot more. And you'll have to have a closer look and see what it looks like in here. Again, the bill trader, we have 16 accounts of $10,000. Also here, we have a floating profit loss of 1,567. We have made 816. So also here at the moment, it's dragging its heels at the moment due to the trending US currencies mainly. And that's why you see monthly returns is also on the low side, 0.6% and 0.2 when it comes to weekly returns. We'll have to see if we can dial this up or down, but right now this particular market here is obviously very difficult, so we're going to continue with the strategy we have. But the trade wins are good, as you can see, 77, that is quite high. But we are not trading many times per day, only 7 so far, and the history overall is 28 days. So still early on for this particular EA, where you can find a lot more details also on this one. Again, these are the 16 currency accounts that we are trading. They will also go to the copy link service in 2025 if they are good enough. And you can trade all of them as usual on a $1,000 accounts. That's what makes it great. And overall, so for the bill trader, you can see the graph is going quite well. It's just not going fast enough. The first weeks we had 143 and then 252, 333, so that was good. And now also a huge drop here down to 86. So that is basically how the market has been behaving this particular week in here. We have to go to Expert Forex and Alex also. He's talking about the magic carpet, the Forex technique. And again, this is part of the grid trading strategy in here, where you have to cover a certain area of the currency and how it actually bounces. So that means the top part and the lower part. And again, that is very important that you get some of the right currency pairs, the ones that are not trending over long periods of time, like the Japanese yen. So you have to find other currency pairs that keep within a certain range, that doesn't move too much. And that's actually what this video is all about, how to get the carpet in here and also to pay for itself so it continues to run within that area. Again, if the carpet is too small, you fall outside of that particular one. That's where you get the huge drawdowns. And again, if it is too big, that also means that you're not cashing in well enough. So you have to find the right balance. And this is exactly what we are trying to do with our strategy also here. But we are definitely on the more cautious and safe side when it comes to that. Alex also mentions the free robot, and we also mentioned that in the beginning here. So where he says that this is basically how to print the money in here. And yes, but it is not so simple. There's a lot more details to it, and you still have to understand exactly what you're getting yourself into with grid trading. Now, Alex had inspiration, I believe. So basically after this particular video here, so he put in his own grid trading based on that particular one. So it is a evolution, I guess, not a revolution, but evolution from there, a brand new EA. So that now has a zero drawdown built into it. This is a new EA. So again, you can follow the link in the description below and find out more about it. So the last price that I saw for this particular EA was only $49, so it's quite cheap. You can go and find more details and information on that particular one by using the link in the video below, and then you'll get there. In the meantime, I think we should also just have a closer look at the risk analysis information from the copy link service, the best gains in the last 8 weeks. This was updated on the 21st of September. Again, we can see a couple of links, and this is the equity. That's why there's a huge, massive change for 160. So it means this one was in a big drawdown, and then it came out of it. And then we have the other ones in here, again, where it says 60. All these are our accounts in here, so they are a bit more balanced and not so massive. But again, a lot of them are part of the high-tech investment copy link service. And also in here for the top accounts, we find ourselves again with about 15 signals in here. You can go and have a look at the individual ones. When you go to Expert Forex site, you will see the blue links over here. You can click them, you can see how well they've done. And you can also, we have sorted them on the number of green results out here, which ones are the best, but you still need to have a closer look at it. You can see that some of the areas here had a floating profit and loss that was quite high. Also this one here, 1600, so that is not very good if you expect to run it on a $1,000 account. And the same thing also with some of the other ones down here. So you have some of the worst weeks, which is not very good, and then you have some of the best weeks. You can see gains in the last 8 weeks, 66%. So obviously a very good signal in here. This one is also a good one, but only producing about 5%, so a bit on the low side. But again, all of them are cashing in quite nicely. Here's one with 55. There's even further down the line. Again here, this is the Trade Explorer at 53. And we have other ones that have been doing quite well here also. But also some of them you'll have to double check. They had a negative loss over a period of time. So just make sure that you go in, have a look at the individual links to see if they have been sorted out, and then afterwards you can then join. So no need to join when there's a major drawdown in place. Last but not least, Alex also has a special offer on all these EAs, and basically all of the ones you have seen in this particular video here should be covered, except for the Trade Explorer that doesn't come from Alex and Expert Forex, but the rest is Alex's EAs in here. So you might want to go and have a look. We'll make sure that that link is also in there. So if this video has intrigued you and you wanted to try and trade it yourself, then you can use the link in there to find your next EA at a lower price. So that is what we had in our last news report here for 2024. We come to the end of the road for this particular year. This year has definitely been a difficult one for a lot of grid traders in here. We saw major trends go well beyond what we have seen before in 2024. First in the spring, it was the Japanese yen that simply just went on, and basically caused a lot of accounts, including PAMM accounts. Also, we managed to basically avoid this. Later on over the summer here, it was Swiss francs that was trending on so many different levels, and we had our RSI PAMM account actually also crash and burn again. We have still to come up with the last explanation, but the problem is here that there's 4 or 5 different things that seems to have happened at the same time in here. So again, we will come back to that in 2025, but the rest seems to be working well. We have changed our strategy also on our EA setups, and that's also why you can see here now that they are topping some of the graphs in the copy link service here. Drawdown is well below, but again, due to some of the delays in here, it can take sometimes weeks, it can even take months in order for all the new settings to get implemented and working our way through it. So we definitely hope that 2025 is going to be a better one. We will have to wait and see, but in the meantime, the next video that I will send out will not be in week 1, most probably it will be in week 2. I'm taking a bit of time off to see the family and spend a bit of time there. And obviously, in the meantime, you can still go on our website. You can still see all the CopyLink trading services. Everything will still be up and running in the background, so don't worry too much about that. But I'm looking forward to seeing you again in 2025. So until then, Happy New Year.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.